What does network marketing and Charles Ponzi of 1920 have in common? All right, that's what we're going to talk about. My name is Tim Sells. I've been in the network marketing industry for 30 years. I taught at the University of Illinois at Chicago, a certificate course, and I consulted a couple of hundred network marketing companies. All right, I also got interviewed by Larry King having to do with this topic. As a matter of fact, let's roll this real quick clip.
Bernie Madoff. That was a scheme, right? That was a Ponzi scheme.
That's different than this, but it is a scheme. And we sometimes get looked at that way by someone who really doesn't understand. All right, let me explain a Ponzi scheme so that it doesn't happen to you.
But it did. I was Madoff.
Have you ever heard somebody say network marketing is a Ponzi scheme or like a Ponzi scheme? Well, what I'm going to do here right now is I'm going to explain to you how a Ponzi scheme works, like how Charles Ponzi set it up, and then I'm going to create the differences between network marketing and a Ponzi scheme so that you can see it. All right? How Ponzi schemes work. Here we go. So there is an administrator, normally one person who is kind of at the top. He doesn't allow a lot of people to know what's going on. And so that's the reason there's only one person that sits at the top. There are new people coming into the scheme, and I've got just kind of like a little building here to illustrate this. There's people who are putting money in. There are current investors that are still in. They'd come in earlier. And then there's people who want to take their money out. Okay, so that's the three stages of how this works. Now, normally the administrator is kind of a cool guy. He's well liked, and he creates this kind of an idea that, you know, like, I don't work with a lot of people. You have to know somebody in order to get in, and that's typically the way that it works. Okay, and so he offers some substantial amount of money for keeping your money in. All right, so Charles Ponzi offered 50%, I think it's 50% a month or 100% in 3 months or something like that. So it's a ridiculous rate of return. But the way that he was able to fund that was to be able to, as new people would join, then he would use their money in order to do that. Okay, Madoff, he only offered 10% consistent gains even when the market was down. That was his pitch. Okay, all right. So now let me go through a couple of the very nuances that define a Ponzi scheme. Number one is there's one administrator. Number two is that there is no product or service. Okay, so it's you invest money there. Okay, your money sits there. The current investors are paid interest on investments from the new people. Okay, and then requires more deposits than withdrawals. In other words, you're going to have more people coming in than you have leaving, because if too many people leave and they pull their money out, then there's not enough money to pay those current investors. All right, so then he's going to have to really crank up the promotion side of things to get more people coming in. All right, so now let's create the differences between network marketing and Ponzi scheme. Ponzi schemes. Okay, so in this one we have one administrator. Here we have no administrator. This is network marketing column. We have no products or service. Network marketing has products and service. Current investors are paid interest. No investment is sitting somewhere to lose. In order to lose something in network marketing, you would have to put money in and it be sitting somewhere. We're not talking about you buying a pack of products or something like that in order for you to explore whether or not you want to do the business. That got consumed. You can't call that necessarily a loss. Plus, there's a 100% money back guarantee in most companies for 30 days, and then a 90 or 80 or 70% return for up to a year. And so when people act like they've lost a lot of money, come on, right? Like they shouldn't have even come into any kind of business anyway if they feel as though that was a loss, all right? And then number 4, doesn't collapse if people leave. They are not withdrawing money. The only way that you get a collapse in something then is when everybody starts to try to pull their money out all at once, right? So when you have a bank that collapses, Why does it collapse? Well, a whole bunch of people get fearful that there's not going to be any money there when they go to withdraw it. And that's exactly how the Ponzi scheme collapsed, whether it be Madoff or it be Charles Ponzi. That's the way it is. Everybody makes a run on the bank to try to get their money out first or before it's all gone. And that's the way that works. And so, but what I want to know is, what do you think of this? All right. Do you have another way of communicating this? If you like this, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. I'm good with those. But regardless, write a comment and let me know like what you're thinking here. All right. And if it created a question, please send it to me. I want to look at it. I want to better refine how I communicate this. And sometimes I may shoot another one. All right. So awesome. Again, if you want to continue to learn about the network marketing industry, I recommend that you subscribe to the channel. Click the notification button so that you'll be updated when I do new uploads as well as when I do lives. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.